Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, June 4th, 2021. Welcome to another eBay video. Today I'm going to be discussing yet another USPS rate increase. I'm going to talk about eBay Motors versus eBay Core. I'm going to talk about some good eBay sellers that are out there, because there are a lot of good eBay sellers out there. And I'm going to discuss your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. As I said, it's June 4th, but look, I'm wearing a hoodie in the month of June. The weather is awful. It's still cloudy and rainy. It was raining heavily this morning. It has stopped, but heavy rain is scheduled for later today. So let's get this video in the can before the heavy rain starts. Just for the record, last week, Memorial Day weekend, was our coldest Memorial Day weekend in recorded history since records were kept in 1884. It was in the 40s for Memorial Day weekend. Unheard of and unprecedented. Yuck. Let me read your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. And the very first comment I think is the funniest, and it's something you guys didn't get to see because it was emailed to me. But it's so funny that I have to read it to you guys. It's from John in Boca Raton, Florida. Excellent video as always. I arrived here in Boston this past Thursday. When I arrived, it was raining. It is now Sunday, and it's cold and rainy and will continue through Memorial Day. This is unbelievable. How the hell do you do it? The weather will clear on the day I'm leaving. Today, it's 82 degrees and sunny in Boca Raton, which I left for this. I should have my head examined. John, I got to be honest with you. You've been a long-time subscriber of mine, and you should know better, okay? You should know better. We get the worst weather in the United States. I don't understand why you would even want to come here when you live in Boca Raton, Florida, where it's sunny almost every day. RMP wrote, once again, another great video loaded with important information. Joe, I remember the last 20 to 30 years or longer, Jersey Shore had some horrible Memorial Day weekends due to weather, and it destroyed their summer profits. Let's hope the weather cooperates for summer and throughout Labor Day. Well, Mr. RMP, it doesn't show any sign of it. I think it's going to be a completely rainy summer. Don C. wrote, with all due respect, my friend, if you dislike the weather to that extent, you should move. If you feel you can't move, then you need to accept it. Why waste all your and ours time with this unproductive complaining, bitching most every week? And I replied to Don C., you will deal with it and like it or hop off. Your choice. And I mean that, guys. It's my channel. I can do what I want. I put out a lot of information to help you be good eBay sellers. I don't ask anything back. So if you can't tolerate a few of my eccentricities, hop off and you can follow Don C. right out the door. The only reason I didn't block him and take the comment down at that time was because I wanted to use the comment for this week. Avgrim77 wrote, it's been around 80 and sunny here in Oregon. Thank you for that comment. I feel a lot better now. Caleb Bay wrote, my brother got threatened with suspension for leaving a false positive for a buyer. I recently left a false positive for a buyer myself, and an eBay rep griped about it, but didn't threaten to suspend me. I told them it was a statement of fact. Facts are positive, lies are negative. So it wasn't a false positive. It was a true positive, and if statement of fact hurts someone's feelings, that doesn't make it false or negative. They may not have bought it, but they STFU about it after I said that. Greenlight wrote, I have been selling since 2013 and I've never had the problems with buyers like I've had this year. Greenlight, you are so on point, it's not funny, and everybody's agreeing with you. All the Things wrote, I do not do offers on 99% of my listings due to non-payers. A buyer writes and asked if I would send an offer for $2 less. I thought that was reasonable. I sent the offer and they bought the item. Then they said they were 80 years old and would have to wait until June 1st to pay when they got their check in the bank. This was on Friday when they bought the item. Told them that they could expect messages requesting payment. Then on Saturday night, they sent a message to say they just bought another item a little cheaper and just said to go ahead and cancel. Oh my God, only on eBay can a buyer do this. Not pay for an item and then want to cancel the transaction the next day. Try that on Amazon, Etsy, Mercari. Ain't gonna happen, guys. I wish to God eBay would get out of the cave and get into the year 2021 like everybody else. Trust Your Gut wrote, I sold an item on Sunday, May 30th at 6:41 p.m. just to have eBay send the buyer request to cancel this order at Sunday, May 30th at 6:57 p.m. under buyer ordered it by mistake. Usually this happens, as you have explained in one of your 2014 videos, that once buyers order and pay for their order, eBay shows them several similar items for less than what they paid, so they cancel your order in order to buy one of the similar items for less. P.S. I checked, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Guys, Trust Your Gut is on point, and I personally feel that's criminal conduct. When you, as an eBay seller, are paying for a store every month, a buyer comes in, sees your item, is happy with your price, buys it, and then eBay dangles a carrot under his nose and says, ha ha, you could have got it cheaper. It's not right. And it's been going on, not for months, for years. I wish we could establish some kind of grassroots effort to stop this. But a lot of people just don't want to speak up. Claudio Medeiros wrote, Hey Joe, this weekend's sales were great. But for the first time in all my years on eBay, I had 3 U.S. buyers purchase and pay for the item, 4 minutes later request a cancellation. Incredible. As usual, I'm letting them wait a day or two before accepting the cancellation. Another strange occurrence was a buyer, again from the USA, purchased an item and still hasn't paid. I don't understand. I require immediate payment, but he still has not made a payment or replied to my messages. Have a sunny week. Well, Claudio, thank you. I did not have a sunny week, and I'm not going to have one, as long as I live here in the Northeast. I should say Claudio is based in Europe. That's why he alluded to the U.S. buyers requesting the cancellations, and that goes back to what I spoke about earlier. It's just dishonest and unscrupulous on eBay's part, in my opinion. And I've spoken to eBay representatives about this, and they told me flat out, we as sellers do not have to ever accept a cancellation because a buyer is entering into a binding contract. Now, sure, the buyer can leave us negative feedback, as we talked about in the last 2 weeks. What is eBay's stance on this? I honestly don't know. It's never happened to me. But if a buyer ever leaves me negative feedback for not canceling, not only will I call eBay to get it removed, but I give you my solemn word, I will make a video about it. The last comment I'm going to read is from Mercedes Lux. Mercedes Lux wrote a comment this big, okay? But it's very important, so I truncated it down as best as I could, but you got to hear this. My specialized category on eBay is Vintage Barbie, where I'm a buyer and a seller. Here is what happened. A seller listed a Barbie wedding dress auction style with a starting bid of 99 cents. I was the only bidder, so I won it for that price. Next thing I know, the seller cancels the transaction. This is the message I received from eBay. Quote, "Done. The seller completed your cancellation." Unquote. I was shocked when I received this message. I never contacted the seller to cancel at all. There were no messages from me to the seller requesting to cancel. That message I received from eBay is false. The seller completed your cancellation, etc., etc. This is so wrong that eBay allows this to happen without even looking for a message from me to the buyer, from me to the seller requesting to have to cancel the transaction. eBay people, are you reading this? That's kind of an unusual thing, I think. So basically, Mercedes Lux won this item with a starting price of 99 cents, got a great deal, paid, and the seller refused to complete the transaction and blamed the buyer, Mercedes Lux, saying she wanted to cancel, and chose that buyer requested to cancel from the field. Now, I didn't read the whole comment because it's freaking too long, but Mercedes tried to leave the buyer a negative feedback for this and was unable to because it looks to eBay like she requested to cancel. Okay? So I understand exactly what she's saying. Mercedes, I sure hope to God you called eBay and reported this guy and explained to them that he would not honor. Okay? Because it's wrong. That seller is as fishy as they get and should be held culpable. All right? If this happens to any of you guys where a seller cancels like that and tries to blame you for it, you need to report them. All right? I never knew that if you ask to cancel a transaction, you cannot leave feedback, but apparently that's the case from what Mercedes Lux just said. So this is another loophole that needs to be closed. Another freaking loophole. Who would have thought? So that being said, I want to now get on to my main topics of the week. And one of my main topics actually is tangent to what Mercedes Lux just talked about. I want to tell you a story I had that's kind of similar to hers, but both stories had a much better ending. Before I do that, if I may, let me take a drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Nothing better on a cloudy, murky day. So guys, recently I had two very interesting things happen as a buyer on eBay. And I want to give a shout out to two very good sellers. Example number one was a seller had an assortment of approximately 6 hubs listed in an auction format. Let's just say the price was $30 was the starting bid. And he had as the shipping fee $10.99. I knew right away that is impossible, okay? It cost me more than that to ship one hub. How is he shipping 6 metal hubs to me in a large box for $10.99? So I put the item in my watch list, and at the very end, I do what I always do. I step in and I snipe. And I'm the only bidder, just like Mercedes was. So I won the item for the $30 plus the $10.99 shipping. I pay right away, like a good buyer, and I sit back to see what happens. So about 2 days pass, and the seller wrote to me and said, "Joe, there's going to be a 2-day delay in shipping because I have to work extra hours this week. I just want you to know about that." I said, "No problem. I'm in no rush. Just ship them when you can." Because I would never, ever rush a seller. Okay? So I think nothing of it. A few days go by, And lo and behold, the box arrives here. And the seller shipped the items over the counter. He didn't even use eBay labels. He went and paid full price at the post office, $45 and change. Can you believe that? This guy lost serious money on this deal. You know, I feel sorry for him, but I don't feel guilty at all because such is life. He offered the price, he offered the shipping, I accepted it, and I got a good deal. And this is an example of a very good eBay seller who, even though he's losing money on the deal, completed the transaction. Unlike the dope that Mercedes Lux had. Now, I'll tell you my second story. My second story was similar. Another eBay seller had a set of 4 hubs listed in an auction for $5 with free shipping. By the time I found the listing, already one person had bid. All right? Now, I don't know if he bid the minimum of $5. I don't know if he bid a reserve of $20, $30. Who knows? I put it in my watch list, and I said, when this ends, I'm going to snipe it. Sure enough, I step in the last 10 seconds. Cute Joey snipes it, and Joey gets the item for $5.50. All right? I am amazed how many cheap buyers will bid only the minimum and not a penny more, even if the item is worth hundreds of dollars. If that minimum bid is $5, that's all they're going to bid is that $5. Anyway, I won the item for $5.50 with free shipping. I paid right away, did my part, sat back. Lo and behold, the items arrived just like they should. An example of another eBay seller losing serious coin, but doing the right thing, manning up, and giving me the product that I paid for. Those two guys are a good example of what eBay should be about. Not like that scummerman that Mercedes Lux had dealings with. And Mercedes Lux, you know what? Do me a favor. Do us all a favor. I'm putting the spotlight on you right now. In your comment this week, would you please tell us the user ID of this guy so we can all block him? Because that kind of person is not what eBay is all about. While I'm on the subject, while I was discussing my prior experience, I told the seller that I was in no rush to get the items. I said, take your time, ship them when you can. What concerns me and should concern you guys is when you have someone contact you and demand overnight shipping or next day shipping. I've talked about this before, but I want to tell you a little story that happened this week. I woke up the other day and I have not one, not two, 3 messages that came in the middle of the night from the same buyer. Let's call him Frantic Phil, because he's so frantic, he's got to have these items right away. He said something to the effect, if I buy the items from you, will you ship them next day UPS to me? I must have them for the weekend. All 3 messages said the same thing in the middle of the night. Like he must expect me to be answering my messages at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Joey is sound asleep at that hour. What I did when I got up, I saw those 3 messages. What is the very first thing I did? I'm going to sit back, shout it out. Correct. Correct. Very good. I blocked him. Something I learned in life, not just on eBay, anywhere. Rush deals never work. Anyone that asks you to rush, ship today, I must have this tomorrow, ship overnight. Please, guys, step back. You don't need that sale. Somebody else will come along and buy your item and not be so demanding. Anyway, I blocked him, but I did write back to him and I said, try and get the items locally. That way you can get them a lot quicker. And that was the end of the problem. All right? So yeah, that's that. Next topic I want to discuss, sales. Quite a few people have been writing in the Facebook groups lately complaining about very slow sales. All the people complaining seem to be attributing the problem to the new item specifics requirement that eBay has instituted over the last several months. I noticed an interesting fact. All the sellers that are experiencing this problem are selling in what I call eBay Core, as opposed to, let's say, eBay Motors. eBay Core is where you would sell your toys and games, your collectibles, that kind of stuff, okay? And I myself am selling an eBay Motors, which is a whole different animal. So the item specifics snafu, if I may call it that, did not affect eBay Motors. So my sales are doing freaking great. And I talked to some other people in eBay Motors, and their sales are doing great too. It seems to be confined to the sellers in eBay Core who have had problems regarding the new item specifics. Many people have written to eBay and complained and said, we think there's a problem with search, things are not showing up, my items are not showing up. And it's my understanding that eBay is saying that they're not showing any problem, but I'm talking these sellers are many longtime sellers who know the ropes, so just keep that in mind. The next item I'd like to discuss is something that's going to hurt everybody watching this video. The USPS has announced that once again, they're going to significantly increase shipping rates. I believe this is the second increase in less than a year. It's unprecedented. And what really hurts is their service is so terrible. And they have the absolute nerve to increase it a sizable amount for the simple reason is they can do whatever they want and they can get away with it. There are no checks and balances with the USPS. I believe the increase is going to start in August. Okay, so you figure you got maybe less than a month and a half from now. That's something you're all going to want to keep in mind. I've seen some other eBay video bloggers talk about this already, so I'm not really going to keep you guys on that topic, but it's something you should know about because it is concerning, and I think you should pass the cost of the shipping on to the consumer when possible. So yeah, as I said earlier, my sales have been very good. I have no complaints. I'm still noticing issues with cases not closing out in a timely manner. I had one guy that filed for a return many weeks ago, and eBay gave him till May 26th. I think they gave the guy 2 or 3 weeks to return the item, and May 26th came, and the case never closed out. It finally closed out yesterday, June the 3rd, because the guy never sent the item back. What is a real slap in the face, and you guys have talked about this, is not only is eBay giving buyers unprecedented time, unreasonable time to return our items, but when they finally get off their duff and return the item, let's say they wait 3 weeks to return it, they finally return it, and we get it today, June 4th. Within 35 minutes, you're going to get a text alert on your phone saying, the buyer has returned your item. Please issue a refund at once to your buyer, or we may step in and issue it for you. What do you think about that? It's true. So yeah, one more topic I want to present really quick. I read this morning on one of the Facebook groups. A lot of people are complaining about eBay buyers opening returns with their credit card company. Whether it's item not received or I don't recognize the transaction, they're disputing the charge. Prior to managed payments, In my 20-something years on eBay, this rarely ever happened to me. Since I've been in managed payments, I think it's happened about 8 times. It's absolutely sickening. But the worst part about it is when you go to dispute the claim, they don't give you any space to type in a text comment and explain yourself. You get one spot to upload a picture. I've had several people tell me that what they do is they present screenshots of several things and they assemble it like you would on a comic book sheet. If you can think about what a comic book sheet looks like, it's, like squares, okay? They do that. They have the tracking number that shows that the buyer received the item. They may show that the date of the item, that it was sold on eBay, and also a text comment from the seller explaining the situation. And people seem to have pretty good luck with that. I myself in the past have sent screenshots of the tracking number proving that the person received it. And I've had good luck with that. But what I'd like to know from you guys is, what do you do when a buyer claims item not received because he didn't give his proper address and he wants his full money back? Now, when he opened the claim with eBay, eBay will fine for us because it's the buyer's responsibility to have a safe and complete address. You know that. So when the eBay staff closes the case in our favor, then the buyer goes and he double dips and he then opens the case with his credit card company. This is something that managed payments claimed would never happen. For those of you guys who remember back before managed payments was just starting to be unveiled, eBay had stated, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody out there thinks I'm wrong on this, eBay had stated that managed payments would be the one-stop hub for any problems. And if a buyer had a problem, the dispute would be open there in managed payments and no place else. That is not the case. It is not the case. It is, in my opinion, the only major fallacy I have encountered so far of managed payments, but it's a whopper. So that being said, guys, I'm going to let you go now. Please remember the following things. I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching my video. Every Friday night I make these videos to try and help you stay successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, tell me in the comment section what you want me to hit up next week, and I'll be glad to try and do so. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask, and I never will on any of my videos. I've never distorted my voice because I think that's dishonest and unscrupulous. So yeah, that being said, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So what I'd like you to do is go out there, make a ton of sales on eBay. Rock on and peace! Another drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life, if I may. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go now. Please address any of the topics that I presented, or you're free to present any of your own if you wish. I'll talk to you next week. And for the love of God, please remember this. Don't be bitchy!